And we're back with another video. What's going on, beautiful people? I'm your host, Avery Wright, bringing you your Week 10 Carolina Panthers post-game review against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, sorry, I was absent last week. Had some issues going on with the computer, but we're back discussing this week's loss against Tampa Bay. But for the record, I usually have these things scripted, but today I'm just going to go off script. I didn't script anything. I'm just going to speak my mind. And just watch, okay? Or listen, okay? So the Buccaneers coming to Bank of America Stadium today. Well, when this comes out, yesterday. And thrashed the Panthers 46-23. I don't know what else to say, man. I'm gonna just keep it real. Each week it's getting harder and harder to watch these games, man. I'm just gonna be real. I'm just gonna speak my mind. Y'all can take it any way you want, but I'm just gonna be real. It's just a real talk moment right now. I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything. Watching this team this year has been pathetic, bro. I'm just gonna come out and say it's been pathetic. And mind you, I've been through the 2-14s, the 7-9s, the 5-11s, the 6-10s, but I've just never seen Carolina play this bad, especially defensively. I thought it was bad last year, but at this game here, it was ridiculous. And, you know, it's just getting to be the same things every single week. It's literally the same formula every week that we're starting to see with these Carolina Panthers. The defense can't cover anybody at all. We can barely force a team to punt. The only time they'll force a punt is towards the end of the game, if that. Every team that we play, their punter will be even lucky to even see the field. Most of these teams' punters have a front row seat at this game watching Carolina play. Or watching their team play against Carolina. And it's really, it baffles me, you know? And they can't get out of their own way. You know, it'll be 3rd down and 5 and they'll let that joint happen, right? It'll be like today, 3rd and 19. You let Cameron Brate on a dink and dunk pass. Go for 19 yards when you're quote-unquote rushing 3 and have 8 men dropping back. How in the world does that happen? How? That makes no sense whatsoever. If you're dropping 8 men in coverage, you're telling me not one of those 8 people can come in there and make the play. How far away are they playing? He needed 19 yards for the first down. 19. How does that make any sense? How? It makes no sense whatsoever. And when they do get a stop, right, it'll be like 3rd and 10, 3rd and 11. And sometimes they'll do get a stop, right? But then it'll be holding or pass interference or roughing the passer. They just can't get out of their own ways on defense. Now, I get it. Yes, the defense is half rookies and half a bunch of washed up, sorry veterans. I hate to say it, but it is. The best players on that defense are our young guys. The two young guys that are our best players is Jeremy Chin and Brian Burns. Everyone else on that defense is garbage. I'm sorry. I'm just calling it how I see it. They are garbage. Trey Boston, I love Trey Boston. But this year, in the past year and a half, like last year too, he has been spotty. He has been missing tackles, and he has been atrocious. But you know, every time when we get an interception or fumble, he's the first one to celebrate. Bro, you haven't done anything. Calm down. Stop missing tackles. Shaq Thompson, I don't know. He just never lived up to the hype, man. How do you play behind Luke Kuechly and Thomas Davis and you don't have that same killer dog mentality that they had? It makes no sense. And don't even get me started on Tahir Whitehead. I don't even know what Marty Hurney did. Why he thought replacing Luke Kuechly with Tahir Whitehead. I don't know what and whose right mind would think that that's a good fit. It's terrible. Tahir Whitehead looks lost every time out there on the field. Like the Ronald Jones 97-yard touchdown he had. 98 yards, excuse me. Tahir Whitehead looked lost. They even said, Rasul Douglas in the postgame said, yeah, Shaq was calling that for the longest. That's the same play that they ran with Leonard Fournette against us in week 2. Shaq called it, but who missed that first tackle? Tahir freaking Whitehead. He's sorry. I don't know what the Panthers have to do, but they need to cut him loose. He is hot garbage. And then Trey Boston could have saved it, but you know, he's out there missing tackles per usual. It's just annoying, man. It's annoying to watch. Like I said, I understand this defense is young, but you can't be this bad. This pathetic, if you ask me. But again, at least in the first half, the defense tried, man. The defense always does really well in that first half and limiting teams to 10, 7, 15, 13, 17 points. And then in the second half, the barn doors just swing wide open. It's just sad to watch. Half of the blame is on them, and then the other half is on the offense. Boy, oh boy, I do not know where to start. Now, a lot of people, a lot of Panther fans are torn between this offense, and it all starts with the quarterback and Teddy Bridgewater. Now, a lot of fans, either you have the fans that love Teddy Bridgewater, and then you have the fans that cannot stand him. I am in the middle. I've always thought Teddy has been a decent quarterback. Not a great quarterback, but he's not a terrible one. He's an average quarterback, maybe even slightly above average. He still had a pretty decent game. 18 for 24, 136 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Right? But the interception is what cost us the game. After Teddy threw that interception, I knew it was over. I knew it was over. It was like this Carolina Panthers team, especially this offense, is not built for comeback wins. It's just a shame because, like I said, the first half is on the defense. The other half, it's on Teddy Bridgewater. It's on the offensive line, and it's on Joe Brady. I don't know what happens in the second half. Like, Joe Brady calls a perfectly good game in the first half. Then it comes to the second half, and it's like he's getting cute with everything. And it hasn't been working. That's why we're on a 5-game losing streak. Couple that with a terrible offensive line and a quarterback that just looks scared back there, that can't even throw it down the field. Is always just dinking and dunking, and he, like I say, he doesn't trust in his own arm. He looks scared back there. Shoot, I would look scared back there too with the terrible offensive line that can't even block for you. This Carolina Panthers offensive line has been garbage since 2013. They have not fixed that offensive line at all. And don't give me that crap about, 2015, they with the Super. You could still see Cam was still running for his life back there. Okay? He was still back there running for his life. And I hope you Panther fans are happy. The ones that was hating Cam and everything, wanting him gone, thinking we should start Derek Anderson. We got a new quarterback in Teddy Bridgewater. Now, like I said, I like Teddy. But he can't work behind that terrible offensive line. He can't. Like I said, he's not big like Cam. He's smaller, and he got injured again today. And I think it was his knee that he had the ACL tearing because of this terrible offensive line. It's like, you idiots don't know how lucky we had it when Cam was back there. Yes, he wasn't as accurate as Teddy, but at least he could make plays behind a spotty offensive line. No regular or average quarterback would be able to do well with this terrible offensive line. The only quarterbacks I think that would be able to do something behind this offensive line would be Ben Roethlisberger, Josh Allen, Cam Newton. And those aren't regular quarterbacks. Those are freaks of nature at quarterback. Heck, I'll even take Kyler Murray. At least with the speed, he'd probably be able to zoom around and run for a first down or something. But you can't play. How do you expect to win games when the offensive line is that bad? When you have a bad offensive line and you have a offensive coordinator that gets cute in the second half and acts like he doesn't know what the heck he's supposed to be doing out there. And then third, we just have Teddy. Today he just looked off. Yes, his stat line looked good, but did it result in the win? Then no, it doesn't matter. I used to say the same thing about Cam. Yeah, Cam played great, but did we win? No, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't. It just baffles me how Joe Brady said Teddy Bridgewater is the guy. That's who I want to work with. And he's been working with Teddy Bridgewater. Mind you, our offensive stats are looking good, but still, it's not translating into wins at all. At all. And even when we do get the ball back from the defense, our offensive line can't hold up, or Teddy Bridgewater is too afraid to throw it down the field, or he just throws an interception. An inerrant interception by staring down a receiver. You can't win like that. You just can't. It's just getting very tiresome watching this team. Don't get me wrong. I'm still going to watch the Carolina Panthers. I've been a Panthers fan since 2003, all right? I've been there through the good times and the bad. I'm still going to watch them. Regardless, win, lose, or draw, I'm still going to watch them. But I'm just saying, it's just getting tired. It just makes me upset because David Tepper just really thought that I know it's only Matt Rule's first year, but these recent games, you need to stop doing the fake punts, man. Like, everyone's catching on to that. They know what we do. Like, I saw someone had tweeted that Matt Rule plays like a kid on Madden. It's literally what he does. He plays like a little kid playing Madden online, and it's ridiculous. Now, I know it's gonna take some time for this process. I'll probably be singing a different tune come next year or even 2 years from now. But the thing is, guess what? The Panthers were not trying to rebuild. I don't care how many times you Carolina Panthers fans say, oh, but we're supposed to be rebuilding. We're just rebuilding. We weren't rebuilding, okay? You don't go out there and get Teddy Bridgewater and sign him to that amount of money and you're saying we're rebuilding. You don't go out there and get a prolific and dynamic wide receiver and Robbie Anderson and say you're rebuilding. You're not rebuilding. You just wanted to prove that with these new toys, David Tepper thought getting these new toys with Joe Brady and Matt Rule, Teddy Bridgewater, Robbie Anderson, and drafting all defensive players that we were going to contend this year with this team. Heck, we would have been better off if we still had Cam. And what happened? Y'all got rid of him. I know. Y'all probably tired about hearing Panthers fans talking about that, but I'm still upset about that. I am. But I'm happy he got out of Carolina because they didn't know how to treat him well. I mean, granted, New England doesn't know how to treat him well either. The brother's literally throwing to Walmart employees out there. But guess what? He still has more wins than Matt Rule and this sorry Carolina Panthers team. How? How is he still winning? When Teddy Bridgewater has a slightly better offensive line, which isn't saying much, and better receivers, but yet Cam still has more wins, and their defense is just as bad as ours. Help me make sense of that. How? That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. It just doesn't. It just baffles me. Now, like I said, prayers up to Teddy. I hope he's good, but it's just getting tiresome watching this Panthers team every week. Like, they know they have to score. And I know it's very unfair. Teddy is in a pretty bad predicament because as a Panther fan, watching how terrible this defense is, literally the offense has to be perfect. If they have one mishap, then we will lose this game. So literally, as a Panther fan and watching these games when you want them to win, Teddy Bridgewater literally has to be perfect throughout all 4 quarters. Not only him, but the offensive line. The receivers have to catch the ball. And Joe Brady, the offense has to be perfect throughout all 4 quarters for the Panthers to win. And that just hasn't happened. They play well in the first half, but then the second half, I don't know if the offensive line gets tired or the defense just makes really good adjustments and they don't know what they're doing. And Joe Brady's still fiddling around and getting cute, you know. I wouldn't be surprised if he ended up, because he's already in the talk for a head coaching job. How does that make sense? Help me make sense of this. How is Joe Brady, a first-year offensive coordinator, his first year coaching in the NFL as an offensive coordinator, is already being looked at for a head coaching job? But the offensive coordinator for the Chiefs, Eric Bieniemy, who has been coaching with the Chiefs, has been been their offensive coordinator for I don't know how many years now, can't even get a head coaching offer. You can't tell me that's not right. And you're darn right I'm going to blame it on racism. That's a little skeptical if you ask me. I don't care. That doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. I'm just saying we would have been better off. We would have been better off if we had Cam, because he knows how to work with this offensive line that's been terrible. I guarantee you, if Cam was still on this team, we would have more wins. We would be above 500. And everyone early in the year, stop sleeping on the Panthers. We might be a playoff team after we start off 3-2. And like I said in my earlier videos, go back and watch them. We haven't beaten anyone good. And we got lucky against the Cardinals. We played the Cardinals on a bad day because, you know, when the Cardinals come over and play on the East Coast, those 1 o'clock games, I don't know. They've always just been bad, especially in these recent slump years. But we just caught them on a bad day. Okay, we got lucky against the Cardinals. And real quick, shout out to Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins for that amazing comeback against the Bills. I'm so happy. If you're a Cardinals fan, hey man, salute to you. Y'all have an amazing quarterback and two dynamic receivers. You got Larry Legend on one end, and you got Sir Catch-a-Lot, DeAndre Hopkins on the other. You can't go wrong with that. I hope y'all win the NFC West, man. I really do. Love Kyler Murray. Love to see him prospering. Okay? Now back to Carolina. Just tired, man. As a fan, you just get annoyed. You know, it's to the point where I just laugh now. I just laugh at all this stuff happening. Like David Tepper and them boys really thought that they was going to compete this year. And now look at us on a 5-game losing streak. And then it just really, wonder what grinds my gears every time when we lose in a close one. Then every Panthers fan, well, at least they showed heart. How many times are y'all going to say that? Does that not get old? Heart can only go so much. Don't you want to win? But you're like, oh, this team shows heart. This is great. Y'all must be fine because that's what the Carolina Panthers are. Just mediocre. And that's what you fans are just happy with. Just mediocrity. And it's going to keep being like that unless we get our stuff together. Like I said, don't get me wrong. I'm still going to watch the team. I'm a Carolina Panthers fan for life. But this year, it just really shows you. I hope you idiots realize that when it Cam Newton gone, just how lucky we were to have him behind that god-awful offensive line. So I hope y'all are happy. I know this isn't really a post-game review, but hey, shout out to Tampa Bay. I hope y'all win the division. I don't want New Orleans to win it for a 4th straight time, but shout out to Tampa Bay. Shout out to the Tampa Bay Buccaneer fans and Panther fans. A lot of y'all getting on my nerves, man. I'm just being real. And then I'm just watching from afar on Twitter, just watching y'all go back and forth with it. But it is what it is. I'm done rambling. I might actually do an actual post game when I calm down, but that's all I got for y'all today. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I want to hear y'all comments. I really do. I really want some comments because I got something for everybody. If you have I'm losing my train of thought. If you have something to say to me, go ahead and say it down in the comments. I'm just being a real fan, man. Because people act like you can't criticize your team. I'm being very critical of my team right now. Just because they're your team doesn't mean you can. It's always going to be sunshines and rainbows and you don't have to critique them. I'm giving this is my honest opinion and critique of the 2020-2021 Carolina Panthers. That's just it. That's all I got, man. Like, comment, subscribe. Like I said, go ahead and comment. I want to hear what y'all have to say because I got something for each and every last one of y'all if y'all got something smart to say. Keep pounding. Go Panthers.